Hello YouTube. Welcome to a Repair My Mower edition of Project Golf Course Lawn. If you guys have been following the channel, you guys know that earlier in the week, my Greensmaster broke down on me. One of the drive belts that drove the left drum broke. So the replacement belt's here. So I'm gonna take you guys now through the process of repairing that. So it should be fun. Let me show you guys what we're gonna be dealing with here. So obviously there's the mower. There's that. So there's the broken area in case you guys haven't seen it. There's the broken belt. Right there, and the replacement belt that's showing up. So what I'm gonna do is, I've got a bucket here with some warm water in it and a scrubbing brush right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean up this area. I'm gonna clean up that whole section because there's a lot of gunk and muck and stuff on there that there's no reason to not clean it while I've got it all apart. So we'll get that done, and then we will get the belt on. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna see if I can replace the belt without loosening that idler pulley. We'll see, but you know, worst case, I've got the tools here to do it. As far as tools you're going to need is you're going to need an 11mm socket to put the cover back on once we're done. And as far as that idler pulley, I think that's a 13mm when I was just checking it. So as far as tools you need to be able to do a repair like this, just so you guys know. Oh, let me throw the camera on a tripod and let's get to it. All right guys, so let's get this pulley area cleaned up. I'm gonna scrub all this off, try to get a lot of the grass, and it looks like some caked on grease off of there. And then I've got my hose behind me so that I can rinse off any of the muck that's on there. Get this out of the way. And when you figure while you've got it all apart, you might as well, clean up this area, right? It's not like an area that you really get to very often unless something breaks in the mower. So let's get this all cleaned up. And what I'm using for the liquid for the solution here to do this is just some warm water and Dawn. Which should do a pretty good job cutting this grease and getting a lot of the nastiness off. It's actually, the pulleys themselves aren't too bad. It's primarily just this area around here that's got a lot of like caked on grass and whatnot on there. So overall, not bad. Not bad. All right guys, let's give it a quick rinse here. Try not to get myself too wet in the process. Let's get these things out of the way. To do it. We'll dry it off. I think I am gonna have to crack this idler pulley loose in order to get the replacement belt on, but we'll see here in a second. At least I got all the stuff out of the cogs and that kind of thing, which is really the thing I'm really most concerned about. The mower is gonna go in for service at the end of the season, so figure like late November, early December. I'm gonna take it into a local shop and have them probably change the belt on the other side, as well as pressure wash and clean the whole mower up. So while this is good just to kind of, you know, make sure there's not any like debris or anything inside the actual grooves, the mower's gonna get a thorough cleaning once it goes you know, in for service. So let's see how bad it is. It's gonna be to get this new belt on. It shouldn't be too bad. Just making sure I got all the debris out of many of these teeth as I can. That looks pretty good. There's a little bit right there. There we go. A little bit there to get out. I mean, you want these teeth to be as clean as possible, nothing to potentially upset how the belt runs in the cogs. So yeah, it looks pretty good, cool. So I think I am gonna have to crack this idler pulley loose. Let's see if I can get it on without doing that. I don't think it's gonna work, but let's see. Probably gotta go over this top one first, like so. And then around here. And can I stretch you to make it work? Let's see if I can rotate it and get it to feed on. And then around the idler. Nope, okay. So So much for trying to do things the easy way. Let's crack that idler pulley loose. Got my 13mm here. There we go. That should do it. All right. And my belt, what did I do with my belt? All right, so around, over, down this portion, and I think this will, I may have to pull this all the way out. I shouldn't have to, but let's, maybe for ease, there we go. All right, so I'll remember how that goes on. So it goes down, around this, like so, and I'll put it on the other side here, like that. And what the manual calls for, the specification calls for, is it says 4 to 5 pounds of tension, or you should be able to deflect this about 1/4 inch. So, I mean, I shouldn't have to adjust this really, because this was set at the factory, but let me push that and see if I can get you to get on there. If you'll cooperate. Let's see. There we go. All right, that looks good. Yeah, it looks like it's on there pretty good. Sure, I put this in, it's nice and seated well. And put my bolt back in. And I'm sure there's a torque setting for this. I'm not sure what it is. I didn't see that in the manual as far as what this needs to be torqued to, but that was fairly snug. So I'll just give it what feels like is good and snug, like about like that. All right, so let's see here how that looks. That feels a little loose to me. From what I understand, they said this will rotate clockwise. This will move a little bit, so let's see if that we'll do that now. See, 1/4 inch, but that seems like more than a quarter. This seems like more than a 1/4 inch to me, guys. What do you guys think? It said 1/4 inch of deflection. That seems a little bit more than that to me, but I guess I can start the mower up and make a pass and see how it does. Because overall, I mean, that feels, for me, that feels a touch. Let's see, guess not bad. So what we'll do is I'm gonna start the mower up, I'll make a pass, and then I'll bring it back and I'll report. So I figure I'm not gonna put the cover back on just yet in case this pops off, but I mean, that doesn't feel too snug, and it's definitely not going anywhere. Let's see. Well, at least the traction drive is working again, so I'll make a pass down the lawn here real quick and come back, and I will report to you guys. All right guys, so the mower's back together. We made a couple of passes, and as you guys saw, it cut pretty well. I don't see any indications that the belt's gonna slip off or anything, and that's about a 1/4 inch deflection, like what the service manual calls for, so I think we're pretty good. I also cleaned out the inside of that cover, so that's not quite as nasty anymore. Again, the mower's gonna go in for a full service in about a month and a half, so then all this will get cleaned up really, really nicely, but I just wanted to not put it back together too filthy. As far as tips to know when you put these in, these bolts, you guys didn't actually see, I didn't actually talk about it in the first video when I took it apart, but these bolts were not very tight. Like literally you don't want to go very tight on these cover bolts. Literally you just snug them up just so it holds it on. There's not really under any tension or pressure or anything like that, because the keys, the little threaded inserts inside the frame can strip very easily. And if you do that, it's going to be a pain to get this thing off again if you happen to do that. And as far as this little ring that goes on here to kind of ride against this to provide a little bit of pressure, I think this acts sort of as a seal of some sorts to try and keep muck and stuff outside of the this area. So put that back on, kind of like how it was before. So it was like this, like that, and then we'll go ahead and put this cover plate back on. All right. And again, same thing, like as I said in the earlier video, these bolts go in, the wrench for these bolts is an 11 millimeter, so I think that was what I said. Yeah, 11 millimeter or 7/16. So just keep that in mind whenever you are reassembling putting the cover back on. All right, well, let me get this done and then we will close things out. All right guys, so they're all back on, and you know what, I'm not even gonna use the ratchet to tighten these up. I mean, it has like a lock washer on there, so it's not gonna spin loose. I'm literally just using just hand tightness, hand pressure just to finish snugging these. So I'm just gonna turn it as tight as I can with my hands, and that's plenty good. Well, there you go. So the mower broke, we diagnosed it, we figured out what the problem was, and you saw me do the repair. Not sure if I did it 100% right. I'm sure a Toro service expert probably would have given me some tips of how I could have gotten that belt on there a little easier, but it went on, and the mower seems to be cutting fine. The tension seems to be about right, based on what the service manual is saying. So hope you guys found this useful. If you did, please like, share, comment, and if you're not yet a subscriber, consider subscribing. This was actually fun. I was a little irritated when the mower broke down on me, but it was a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about how it works and to create some great content for you guys. If you guys aren't following the series that I'm also filming as far as on comparing Tipway 419 to Arden 15, be sure to check that out, because I'm showing how I'm comparing two different types of Bermuda and showing how they go into dormancy at different rates. So if you're interested in seeing how different types of Bermuda can perform when cool weather sets in, be sure to check that out. I'll have like a link somewhere up here on the screen, and also in the description where you can go to that playlist. You can check that out. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Have an amazing day. I'll see you guys next time.